Welcome to the week's video blog. My name is Richard Harvey and I am a psychospiritual psychotherapist, a spiritual teacher and author. I am the founder and director of the Center for Human Awakening, which disseminates the teachings of the Way of Sacred Attention, which is a comprehensive psycho-spiritual model for personal growth and spiritual development. The question this week comes from Lillian, who asks, is it possible for me to summarize briefly the Way of Sacred Attention to explain what it contains? And yes, it is indeed possible for me to summarize, and so I will. The Way of Sacred Attention proposes 3 stages of human awakening. The first stage, again, presupposes that the person is open to exploration, self-exploration, inner work of some sort and therapy, and wants to work through their inner limitations from their early life conditioning in order to realize more in their life. So, first stage of human awakening, first of 3 in the Way of Sacred Attention, is psychological, in a sense remedial, because it tends to look at the ways in which the past is happening in the present or being maintained in life patterns, and toward the end there's an unusual idea, a revolutionary idea perhaps in human psychology or psychotherapy and counselling at least, which is that personal material can be released in a final way and transcended, so that human beings can develop into something far more than the limitations of their early life conditions would allow. Second stage of awakening then is a heartfelt condition of authenticity and true compassion. It's when we begin to realize that the separate self is born of self-identification, which happens at a stage in early life, very young. You arrive at a sense, most of us, of who we are, a sense of ourselves, and we jettison ourselves or our essence in favor of a mask or a facade of character and expressive personality that doesn't conform with our authentic being self. In the second stage of awakening, this is no longer the case. We're not confined by those early psychological adaptive strategies. And towards the end of that stage, because as you can perhaps imagine there's a lot more detail and content, and I could go into here about the complexity of the processes in both the first and the second stages. Towards the end of the second stage is a period of spiritual preparation, or perhaps better put, psycho-spiritual preparation in readiness for the third stage. But it depends on the individual's proclivities. If the individual is attracted to spirituality and the invisible and the mysteries of life and something beyond the world of arising appearances, then quite possibly he or she will enter into this preparatory stage. In the third stage of awakening, we enter what we define as the spiritual life itself, some form of spiritual practice, discipline, sadhana for life and beyond, becomes the center of your existence here in this world. So this is the truly spiritual stage. I have written about this extensively in a number of books, possibly 6 or 7 directly alluding to this. Preeminent is probably Your Essential Self, which is a summary of the material in a much longer book called Human Awakening, and you can reference these books on the links below this vlog. So I hope this was helpful to have a brief summary of the psycho-spiritual approach of the Way of Sacred Attention, and I thank you, Lillian, for your question.